Banquet definitions. This is the part where we defined and plan, for example, group morning meetings, coffee breaks, lunch, gala dinners, equipment that is going to be used, and similar. Information we enter here are mainly based on the definitions and settings we previously made for banquets. First, we should select the banquet type as well as the saloon in which this banquet will take place, as well as start date and time. If necessary, short notes related to this banquet can be left. Since the type of project we selected is definite, it is automatically reflected in this field. If it was cancelled, then we could write here the cancellation reason. Next part on the right is devoted to pricing. First, maximum number of people that will participate in the banquet event should be entered. Currency and exchange rate can be entered manually. Next are the fields devoted to prices per person. From here we can define one price for the specific number of people, or we can define different prices for different number of people. For example, we may have chicken, meat and fish menus and prices different for each one of these. Or if we are talking about the organization that will have 3 to 4 different saloons in its scope, different price can be defined for each of these areas and number of people. For example, we can write different prices for 150, 100 or 70 people, as well as define one price of, for example, 40 euros for 20 kids. This is one of the pricing that can be done, but it is not obligatory. If desired, we may define one price for maximum number of people. Menu and total equipment price is written in this part. It is also possible to enter the amount of prepayment that was made. Right part of this screen is not mandatory and it is used for individual customer information if they are different than those defined under the sales project record. On the Details tab, we can select the menu, music, decoration, table setup, as well as add the notes and descriptions related to this banquet. In the part below, equipment that will be used in the banquet can be defined. In the newly opened window, we should select the type of equipment and the number of it that we are going to use. Based on the prices we entered while defining this equipment unit, system will automatically do the calculation. If desired, it is possible to define more of the equipment. In the next segment, we can add menu. All we have to do is just select the menu we defined and then automatically the content will be displayed below. It is also possible to change this content if necessary. Similarly, it is possible to define service and saloon name. Banquet revenues are calculated and followed in the next tab. This field provides information about revenue from banquet, equipment, saloon and other banquet units. This is only the view screen. In order to get information about the revenue, and changes cannot be made. Finally, we define the workflow from the next tab, such as serving refreshments, starters, changing plates, etc. If the entered banquet event will repeat every day, we can replicate the existing banquet record instead of constantly entering the new ones from the blank record. When we enter the daily interval and number of events we are creating, the replication of the entered banquet record will be done. From the banquet revenue in this part of the sales project screen, overview of both accommodation and banquet revenues is possible. From the Folio transactions, all the folios that were processed in the reservation card can be followed. In this menu, there is also a quick posting screen from where we can define, for example, our menus and then have them quickly posted in the virtual folio. From this screen, it is possible to follow, analyze, and control all the revenues related to this banquet. From the ProFolio tab, it is possible to follow the future accommodation, extra packages, and other expense postings. Finally, we can also add some notes related to this specific sales project, such as payment, check-in, and other notes. These notes will be displayed in the notes part of the related reservation card that was created in the scope of the specific sales project.